The crypto bull run is over, or at least that's what everyone on Twitter is saying right now. All coins are dead. Trump launching a meme coin was the absolute top of this bull run. Meme coins have destroyed the crypto ecosystem, and so on and so on. It's the same cycle of doom and gloom that we get every cycle. I know a lot of you are feeling discouraged right now, seeing your portfolios take a dip and hearing these constant bearish narratives. But let me remind you that this is exactly what happens before the markets make a big move. The whales and institutions push prices down, trying to shake you out, then buy low, pump the markets, leading to FOMO from retail, while the whales and institutions start selling. In fact, we don't even need to go back a lot in time to figure this out. Let's just go back to September of 2024. Everyone was calling for a Bitcoin dump to 39,000 when it was at 60,000. What happened next? Bitcoin skyrocketed past 100,000. That's why in this video, we will dive deep into whether the bull run is really over. We will analyze this with data, not opinions, not emotions, but cold hard facts. History has patterns and crypto cycles have always followed similar trends. Alright, the first chart we are looking at is the yearly Bitcoin chart. Each candle represents 1 year of Bitcoin's price action. Now, Bitcoin has historically followed a 4-year cycle all the way back since 2013. And here's what the chart says. Candle 1, a red candle year signifying a bear market. Candle 2, a recovery year turning green. Now, this is the best time to invest in crypto. Whether you DCA in or buy periodically or whatever you do doesn't matter. What matters is you start getting aggressive investing in this year. Candle number 3. This is the halving year when the bull run continues because of the nature of Bitcoin's halving. So essentially what happens is Bitcoin supply gets reduced during the halving year and results in a supply shock which leads to increased demand and less supply, pushing its price up. Candle 4. The post-halving explosion. The year where crypto goes parabolic, which historically closes green. And guess what? This is that year. We are currently in the 4th year of this cycle, and if history repeats itself, we should still see a green candle closing at the end of this year. There's no logical reason to assume that a cycle is suddenly broken when it has worked so far, right? While it's possible that things evolve, betting against a pattern that has played out for more than a decade doesn't really make sense to me. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin dominance. This metric measures Bitcoin's market cap relative to the entire crypto market. Historically, bull runs don't end until BTC.D bottoms out. Here's why. Bitcoin always rallies first in a bull market. Once Bitcoin reaches a certain level, profits flow into mid-cap altcoins. After mid-caps, profit flows into smaller altcoins and high-risk plays. Now, if we look at the BTC dominance chart, it shows that Bitcoin dominance hasn't yet bottomed out and is actually at a possible reversal point. Now, I'm not saying that it can't go any higher, but chances are that it's going to reverse soon. In past bull runs, a bottom in BTCD signals the peak of altcoins, after which the bull run ends. Now, that hasn't happened yet, meaning there's still liquidity left to flow throughout the crypto markets. I mean, just look at these posts from the last bull run. Everyone was saying that we won't get an altcoin season in December and January. And guess what? The market started going parabolic right after that. Fear and low sentiment are usually reversal points for the crypto market. And we are actually seeing a similar sentiment throughout right now. Now, some people argue that we won't be getting the traditional 4-year cycle this time because of ETFs. Their argument is that Bitcoin is primarily going up this year because of capital flowing in through ETFs. And that capital won't really flow down into altcoins. But now we have an Ethereum ETF, we'll be getting a Solana ETF, even a Doge ETF. And honestly, I don't even feel like ETFs disrupt the cycle, but actually enhance it. More ETFs for cryptocurrencies means more attention into cryptocurrencies, which would ultimately lead to more money being invested into cryptocurrencies, meaning more liquidity for altcoins down the line. ETFs might slow down the process, but sooner or later, I think the cycle will play out just like before, and an altcoin season will ultimately come. Let's move on to our third chart, Bitcoin's stock to flow model. If you're not familiar, this model predicts Bitcoin's price based on its scarcity. This chart was made by Plan B, so shout out to Plan B. According to this model, Bitcoin's bull run is expected to continue until at least October this year. You see these red dots over here? These are when prices go parabolic for Bitcoin, and we are just entering that phase right now. If Bitcoin's cycle still has room to run, then altcoins should follow a few months later. This means the real altcoin peak could happen in late 2025 or early 2026. So if you're panic selling right now, you might be selling way too early. Next up is the USDT dominance chart. This metric shows the percentage of USDT sitting on the sidelines, not currently allocated into crypto. A high percentage means people are mostly holding stable coins, waiting to buy in. A low percentage means most of the money is already deployed into crypto. In November 2021, Bitcoin and altcoins topped out during the last bull run. The USDT chart at that time bottomed at around 2.5%. And right now, we are seeing USDT dominance retest its trend line and heading down towards the 2.5% support level again. This suggests that the market cycle isn't over yet according to this chart. The final stage of the bull run happens when USDT dominance bottoms out. When everyone is all in and FOMO is at its peak, that's when the market tops out. Honestly, I don't think we are there yet, and so does this chart. Now let's talk about another interesting development. Trump and his involvement in the crypto space. Trump and his family has been buying boatloads of crypto like Ethereum, Ondo and Sui through his official crypto DeFi project called World LibertyFi. Eric Trump has even tweeted about buying Ethereum on his official Twitter. Now this is significant. Trump has even talked about abolishing taxes or significantly reducing taxes. Now if that happens, that would mean that Americans would have more disposable income. Historically, what happens when people have extra money is that they start buying up more risky assets like cryptocurrencies. It's actually sort of like injecting liquidity into the markets. And more liquidity means more assets being bought up, including cryptocurrencies. So even if we don't get rate cuts or quantitative easing, there is plenty of liquidity to be added to the markets through Trump's schemes. Now this is still a rumor, but we have seen time and time again that Trump has the ability to shake up the financial markets. If he pushes for lower taxes, we can see a massive wave of retail entering into crypto. Another bullish factor is that countries worldwide are racing to gain crypto exposure. Hong Kong now accepts Bitcoin and Ethereum as proof of assets for its investment program. Saudi Arabia is starting to buy Bitcoin through ETFs. Multiple countries are setting up frameworks to include crypto into their treasuries. When governments and institutions are adopting crypto, it's a clear sign that we are nowhere near the end of the cycle. It's a massive bullish setup. Retail traders are hesitant, while institutions and governments are buying and accumulating crypto. That alone should tell you something. Let's talk about market sentiment. Bull runs don't end when people think it's going to end. Bull runs end when people think that the prices are never going to go back down again. Right now, social media is filled with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Many traders are still setting up low targets for Bitcoin and altcoins because of the trauma from the last bear market. But history shows that when everyone is bearish, the markets have a funny way of proving everyone wrong. Crypto markets don't top when everyone is scared. The markets stop when everyone thinks prices are never going to go down again. Until we get that level of euphoria, we are nowhere near the end, and there's still room to grow. So, is the crypto bull run over? Based on historical data and multiple indicators, it's a resounding no. The 4-year cycle is still intact. Bitcoin dominance hasn't bottomed out yet. Stock to flow model predicts the bull run won't end until it's October 2025. USDT dominance hasn't bottomed out yet. Institutional money and global adoption are still accelerating. Market sentiment is still cautious, which means we are not at the top yet. If anything, the fact that so many people believe that the bull run is over is a sign that we are far from the top. So don't let fear shake you out. Stay focused, manage risk, and remember the charts never lie. See you in my next video. Cheers.